Dare to be great. If you can see it, you can be it. Dare to be great.
I just want to welcome you again to the Speakers Academy, and it's a great night to give you an opportunity to give your impromptu presentations. Tonight we're starting off, well, I'm going to just share the topics and then I will go as the Spirit leads. I won't go in any particular order, but Sonia Kemp will be speaking on the danger of texting and driving. Louise will be speaking on why introverts make good leaders. Ms. Newbold, we should value the elders in our society and learn from their wisdom. Deidre will be speaking on should the Bahamas sign on to the WTO. Teresa will be speaking on should it be mandatory that cruise ship passengers come off the ship and patronize local businesses. Kathy will be speaking on should assisted suicide be legal for people who suffer from terminal illnesses. And Claudina will be speaking on should doctors be allowed to prescribe contraception for girls under 16 without parental advice. So we're going to get started now. As I mentioned, it's good to have all of you here tonight. We have a great group, and as I said, I'm going to go as the Spirit leads me, and the Spirit is leading me now to Louise. Come on down, the price is right. Family guardian in the house. Give us some love as she makes her way.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My topic this evening is why introverts make good leaders. Did you know that introverts are persons who stay to themselves? They are usually set apart from others. Most interesting, introverts think about issues that happen on a day-to-day basis, while creating solutions to solve any problems or any problems that they can. Introverts make good leaders because they always want to see or make a positive difference, whether it is in their home, work life, or community at large. Though not outspoken when they should, introverts are not afraid to give advice, help others. Whatever they do, they ensure the impact that they make is a lasting one. Introverts are persons that lead by example. Here ends my topic.
Give us some love. The price is right. Come on program. I continue to go as the Spirit leads me. The Spirit is leading me now to Teresa. Teresa, come on down. Teresa Monca. Give us some love as she makes her way. Give us some love.
Well, good evening, everyone. My topic is, should it be mandatory that cruise ship passengers come off the ship for local businesses? I personally feel that it should be optional for cruise ship passengers coming off the ship. Most passengers are on vacation and the ship stops at various cruises, port destinations. It is my belief that the majority of them would want to visit and experience it for themselves. Some passengers may also want to stay on board to relax by the pool, have a spa treatment like we women always do, or just simply take advantage of some of the other cruise ship activities going on throughout the day. It would be very advantageous for the local market because most ports' local businesses are reliant on their passengers to spend and to allow the business to earn the revenue income that they so desired. Here ends my script for the night.
Give us some love, Teresa. All right. Okay, yes. Here ends the reading of the word. Now to Orange Creek, Cat Island. On down. The price is right. Give us some love as she makes her way.
We should value the elders in our society and learn from their wisdom. In a society, the elders would be the best persons to look up to. You can learn a lot from them. The elders are willing to hear what you are going through at all times. One should always value and respect our elders. The elders in the community are very important. You must always respect them. They have all the knowledge you can gain. They can also be very helpful and apply good life lessons. You can learn discipline and self-esteem from them. That's the end of my speech.
Thank you, Ms. Bonamy. Come on down. New Bonamy. Give Deidre some love as she makes her way. Deidre Clark makes her.
Andrews is in the house.
Yeah.
Good evening, my sisters and my brothers. My topic is, should the Bahamas sign on to the WTO? I want to say to you, first and foremost, if you do not know what the WTO is the World Trade Organization. And what is the WTO? The WTO is an integrated intergovernmental organization that regulates international trade. Now, we have had proponents for this WTO, as well as we have persons who are against this WTO. And I will say to you that the WTO, the Bahamas, and before I even go there, the Bahamas wishes to join the WTO for a number of reasons. Our political directorate thinks it's fitting to do so. But I want to share with you the pros and cons. Now, first and foremost, we have I have done my research, and my research came from this website that's called the Economic Help. And they have indicated right now, presently, there are 160 countries that are members of the WTO, and the Bahamas is dying to accede to it. And we're making preparations to do so. Proponents for WTO is an organization that would cause for prices for trade barriers to be lowered. So instead of us sitting here fighting for our goods to be exported elsewhere to the United States or to the European Union and so forth, this being a part of the WTO would allow us as Bahamians who perhaps have something to trade to go and trade in these jurisdictions without any. Once we're a member of WTO, we don't have to worry about anything. We are able to trade. And the bottom line is, so once we become a member of WTO, there would be advantages because we're a small economy. There are not many persons saying that, okay, because we're such a small economy, that we're going to be eaten up by the big sharks. Once WTO has put in place some mechanisms that would allow us to operate without being challenged by the bigger United States of America and the European Union. That's one of the advantages. And then too, it also, in my personal view, I think it would cause us to step up our games. If we know that we are trading locally, if we know that our barriers are open, it would cause us to focus on us. And instead of us being mediocre, we will now decide, listen, we have these professionals out there who coming into our jurisdiction. Let us step up our game, and we'll be offering our citizens the kind of services that they should be receiving from us. Now, well, you can hear what direction I'm headed in, right? Well, there are proponents against the WTO, and their thing is that, oh, we have to look out for our children because you have these foreign elements that's coming in, and they're gonna take over this country. The only way that foreign elements is gonna come over and take over this country is if we allow them to. And I say, let us not let that happen. Secondly, they're saying that we're this small fish, we don't have any say. And that, to me, is one of the major issues that, I see we're looking for our time. Anyway, that's one of the major issues that we should be concerned about. And I always think that in order for us to be competitive or to have strength, there must be unity. Now, the Bahamas is a very unique country. We believe that we are superior. I'm not saying that we're not superior, but in order for us to make any difference in the world scene, we have to have power. And in my view, as a small country of 400,000+ persons, I don't think we can make such a dent in what we don't have a say. So we keep thinking, oh, we shouldn't be a part of CARICOM, we shouldn't be a part of this, and we shouldn't be a part of that. The only way that we are going to be able to be a player in this global market is if we band with our smaller jurisdictions in the Caribbean
and so that we can have a voice. I worked at the Registrar General's Department, and in my capacity as the acting registrar then, we had issues of trademarks and the European Union wanting to protect their brands in the Bahamas. And I think that we have brands that need to be protected as well. And this is an advantage for being a part of the WTO. When we trademark our sisal, our Madeira bark, which makes Campari, it is protected in these jurisdictions. So persons in the foreign jurisdictions can't come back and say, listen here, you don't have this trademark in our jurisdiction, so we're gonna take over, and they will benefit because they have a bigger market. They can sell to whomever. But if we have it protected in their jurisdiction and all the other jurisdictions that are part of the WTO, we protect ourselves. And at the end of the day, we are our brother's keeper, and it is my view that in order for us to make sure that our brothers' interests are safe and our children's interests are safe, which is paramount, we join the WTO. Thank you.
Come on down, the price is right. Give us some love. Moving right along, I'm gonna go to Claudina. Yes, Claudina Cooper. Come on down, the price is right. Claudina.
Should doctors be allowed to prescribe contraceptives for girls under 16? I do not think that doctors should be allowed to prescribe contraceptives to girls under 16 without parental consent. I think that a young girl will begin and continue to engage in sexual intercourse with or without. I also believe that the lack of contraceptives will lead to more unprotected sex among young girls. Some will choose to take the risk. And I also I think that doctors are bound by principles of law, medical ethics that aid their patients as far as possible. And so providing contraceptives to these girls can undermine the purpose of law. It can also put doctors in an uncomfortable position. Girls will have intercourse without or without contraceptives being prescribed.
Moving right along, we're going to go now to the pride of the Foxhole community, Sonia Kemp, the pride of urban renewal. Give us some love as she makes her way.
The topic that I was giving is the danger of texting and driving. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. I've done it a few times myself. In a modern society where everything is done in a flash, we like everything fast. Fast food, fast car. We find ourselves sometimes we're leaving a meeting, we're going to another meeting, we grab that phone, start texting. You know what we say? I speak for myself. It's no big deal. It's no big deal because I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road. I'm gonna put my head down for a second, I'm gonna text, but I'm also watching the road. I'll give you an incident. Just last week, I had my son in the car, and I was driving on Prince Charles, and of course, I had my phone. I heard it keep, somebody's really trying to get me, man. I really got to see who's calling me. It might be important. Took the phone out. As soon as I opened it, bend my head down, the car in front of me stopped. And I was 2 seconds, away from ramming into that car. And when I looked in the back seat, I saw 3 little babies. And they were all standing in the back seat. They weren't strapped in. They were all standing in the back seat. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, if I had hit that car, what if I had hurt one of those babies? What if I had hurt my own child? So just last year, the Bahamas recorded, a greater number of accidents on our street. And lots of it is due to driving and texting. We have to get away from that notion that it's no big deal. Because we say that because it's not us. We think we control everything. But what about the mother in the other car? She's not texting and driving. Why is she being a victim because of my negligence? So we need stricter laws in the Bahamas that are going to really focus on this texting and driving. Even answering our phone should be off limits. Because it takes away from driving. And driving is a job that you really need to focus on for yourself and the other drivers. There are so many crazy drivers out there. You don't need to be distracted by texting. I always say to myself also, if it's that important that you would die for, you would die just to see this message, you would bend your head down, take your focus off the road, you would actually die to see that text message. So the next time that you're tempted to take your phone out of your bag while driving, you think about that. Is that call, is this text, is it that important that I could lose my life for? Is it that important that I could actually take somebody else's life? Thank you so much.
All right, Sonia, good. This has certainly gone fast, hey? And now, last but not least by any stretch of the imagination, we're going to go to Kathy Smith to bring us up. Give us some love as she comes. Kathy Smith.
Growing up in Sunday school, we always taught the 10 Commandments, and one of them that you always remembered was, thou shalt not kill. The topic that I was given tonight, should assisted suicide be legal for people who suffers from terminal illness? We all have heard of the doctor of death, Dr. Jack Kevorkian. He is credited himself for assisting more than 130 persons to end their lives. He did this through the administration of legal medication, and also through he did this through the administration of lethal medication. The definition that Dr. Kevorkian coined for assisted suicide is suicide effected with the assistance of another person, especially the taking of legal drugs provided by a doctor for the purpose by a patient suffering from terminal illness or an incurable disease. Dr. Kevorkian himself assisted himself in taking his own life. He has since passed away. The topic of assisted suicide is not new to the world. The first law that was passed in the United States was in the state of Oregon in 1997, where it is now legalized, among other states as well, to assist someone to end their life. My personal position on this topic remains that thou shalt not kill. So my answer is no. The reason being that I am a registered nurse as well, and I have personally seen family, friends, loved ones, and strangers suffering from terminal illnesses who wanted to fight to the end and do whatever was possible to cure them. And if we assisted in their death, how would we know that there may have been a miracle that could have saved that person's life? We never knew. God gives and he takes.
Come on down, Kathy Smith. Thank you, Kathy. Give us some love. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Give yourselves a special big round of applause. Yes, for an impromptu presentation, you did very well. All of you, give yourselves another round. All of you.
Dare to be great. If you can see it, you can be it. Dare to be great.